Well, hello there. Welcome back to Acadian Comics. I'm your host, James Fondren, and this is a Super Size Me catch-up edition, an episode of Comics Haul. This is Comics Haul episode 18, and it is Wednesday, New Comics Day. It is Wednesday, July 24th, 2024. So first I'm going to do last week's. I was out on vacation, but I'm back, so I'm going to show you what I got last week, which I actually picked up today at Midtown Comics, and then I'll show you the new comics that came out today on New Comics Day. So we'll go through the first haul, and then we'll cover the second haul. So, and let me zoom out a little bit here. Make sure we're getting the full frame. So perfect. All right, let me get situated, and here we are. So this is I think this is volume 2 of Witchblade. This is a new run of Witchblade, covered by Mark Silvestri. I got the Virgin cover of Witchblade, so I'm looking forward to that. And here's the the normal, I guess, cover A. So I'm looking forward to reading Witchblade volume 2. I think this is volume 2, right? Yeah. So it's the return of Witchblade, everybody. So check it out. So far so good. I like the interiors. I like the art here. Looking nice. So I'm going to be picking this up regularly if I like the story, and I'll do a full review. So, but you can see at the bottom here, Mark Silvestri's signature for Witchblade number 1. I believe this is volume 2. If I'm wrong, I'm really sorry, but this is the latest iteration or new volume of Witchblade. Next up, we have the Star Trek Annual from IDW. So pick this up. It looks like it's a Data story, so looking forward to reading this. And it's like O'Brien and Data. Yeah, so it should be interesting. The art's great. I mean, well, the art's good. They look like the actors who played the characters. So there's Geordi there. So yeah, looking good. So that's the Star Trek Annual from IDW. This is issue number 1 of Rocketeer Breaks Free, and I haven't read Rocketeer, so I thought, you know what, I'll give it a shot. Doug Wheatley, so pretty cool. There's the Rocketeer there. So yeah, some pulpy stuff. I like it. It's got some good action. Look at the fly. Look how he's flying here. Looks good. There you go. So that is issue number 1 of The Rocketeer Breaks Free from IDW. Let me just get my book straight up here. It's kind of a disgrace. Okay. Redcoat number 4. This is the I believe this is also the second volume of this is all Ghost Machine. So this is Redcoat, Ghost Machine issue number 4. And I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about it. I kind of want to see where the story goes. It's getting kind of repetitive, though. And there's some things that are entering the story. So it all ties in. It ties in with Geiger. It ties in with other things. So I want to see where this goes. So that's Redcoat number 4. Biker Mice from Mars number 1. So check it out. Biker Mice from Mars. Yeah, I had this put on my pickup list for today. And yeah, I remember watching the cartoon as a kid. So, looking forward to getting into this, reading this, and seeing if I like it. I'll pick up the succeeding issues moving forward if I like it. So that's issue number 1 of Biker Mice from Mars. And I'm gonna go like lightning round through these. This is Incredible Hulk number 14, and I bought this because of the cover. Just straight up I'm thankful to say I like the interior art. Oh, I like this. Yeah, this is looking good. So, okay. Well, it looks like I made a good choice. I like the art style. It's kind of got this. Who's the artist on this? What do they have? A couple. Here we go. Nick Klein. Okay. I like it. It's got that pencil-y look to it. Pencils. It's got that painted look to it. So cool. Well, that's Incredible Hulk number 14. Elric the Necromancer. This is Titan Comics #1. So I thought, okay, I'll bite on this. It's a #1, right? So, and I like independent stuff. So looking good. Looking good. I like the art. I like the coloring. I like how they colored it. It's very, dark. But yeah, looking pretty sweet. I'm going to read this. So this is Elric the Necromancer #1. Now this was strange. Like, I've got a couple of these issues, but I'm gonna get into kind of a greater like thing about what is going on at DC Comics and like what I think about how they're using specifically Hellblazer Dead in America to push forward certain beliefs, political notions, social engineering, things like that. And it absolutely is. And I was just kind of shocked. This was last week's cover after, the assassination attempt. And when I was looking at it on the website for Midtown Comics, it just blew my mind. I'm like, wow, like they didn't think that maybe this was in poor taste, that maybe this shouldn't be released like this after a presidential candidate during an election year for a presidential election, a national election, was almost assassinated. I mean, you have this figure here with clearly blonde hair draped in the American flag, and there's just kind of this weird necromantic soul witch thing over him. I don't know anything about this issue. I don't know what happens in this issue. I know that there's another cover, and I know that there's some other stuff in it, what they do with John Constantine, but yeah, we're going to talk about it. Obviously not in this. It would be its own standalone video where I'm going to kind of talk about some strange things. I picked up a comic, another comic from Black Horse, and I'm sorry, Dark Horse Comics, not Black Horse, Dark Horse Comics. And, I'm flipping through the pages. I'm like, whoa, what's this? Like, not cool. I know that mostly the clientele are men, adult men in comic book shops, but like you get a kid picking up one of these comic books, they're going to see something in there that's going to like change them forever and not for the better. So this is Hellblazer Dead in America issue #7, and I got a previous issue of this where it was a whole story was centered around illegal immigration and the border and the patriots in America. It was just gross. So I am going to talk about this because I think it's kind of disturbing, and better ideas need to prevail. So that's John Constantine, Hellblazer Dead in America #7. Aliens What If #5. Now I gotta say, this whole run, this 5-issue run, has been a joy to read. I have had laugh out loud moments with What If Aliens, with Paul Reiser's character Carter Burke from the movie Aliens, this Weyland-Yutani sleazy company guy who's just out for his percentage and profit. So I look forward to reading this, and I'll probably do a full review of the 5-issue run of What If Aliens. So I've been enjoying this. Again, it's got some really cheeky, funny writing in it, and I've enjoyed it greatly. So we will probably have a full review of this 5-issue run. Into the Unbeing Part 1, issue #2 from Dark Horse Comics. This is not a dirty comic. Like I don't know, I haven't read issue 2 yet, but issue 1 seemed pretty on the level, sort of alien world, sci-fi, mystical with a hint of mysticism in it. Something going on the Earth that's natural but unnatural. So, hey, I checked it out. I thought, okay, well, I want to know where the story goes, so I'll check out issue 2. So this is Into the Unbeing Part 1, issue #2. Now this looked just cool and badass. I wanted to get it. So this Rey Mysterio comic, Luchaverse, the Luchaverse. Yeah, I'm gonna open this up actually. Yeah. So it's just a comic just about Rey Mysterio, right? From WWE, formerly WWF. So yeah, he should probably make a movie or something. Like we need some new action movies out there. But anyway, yeah, I thought this would be a cool pickup. Again, a #1. So, yeah. So this is the new run of Phoenix, but this is the Joe Quesada cover for Phoenix #1. And I saw it coming out, and I'm like, oh man, I've got to pick that up. So interesting shapes here. somewhat reminding me a little bit of Liefeld, but not exactly. So cool. It looks like a good read, but I picked it up because I wanted that Joe Quesada cover. So pretty cool. Phoenix number 1. Rat City issue number 4. I've been reading Rat City. Look, there's actually a rat down here. That's great. So I like it. So there's this. There's Monolith. It's all going to tie in into the Spawn's new universe. So there's multiple story threads that are weaving together to get to a centralized point. And after the 3rd issue of Monolith, it kind of, you see, okay, this is going somewhere. There are different timelines, different events throughout history that are kind of converging in the Spawn universe. So this is issue number 4 of Rat City. And then issue number 3 of The Amazing Spider-Man, 3 of 3 of the Blood Hunt tie-in. So that's, I read the first 2. Issue number 2, they get more into the weeds of what happens with the vampires and the hemoglobin ink, and like how there's kind of a biological gain of function research sort of thing going on with how they're turning people into vampires, and is it reversible, and this, that, and another. So I'm looking forward to reading that, see that story hopefully tied up and loose end tied up rather. So Spider-Man number 3 of 3, The Amazing Spider-Man Blood Hunt number 3. And here we go. We have today's haul. All right. This is Flash Gordon number 1. I liked Flash Gordon 0. Pretty sweet. So I picked this up. This is Mad Cave. So I like the art in the first and Flash Gordon 0. So this is Flash Gordon number 1. Look forward to reading that. Here's an indie comic with a cover by Rob Willis. Ram God. So I looked at some of the art in here, and I thought, okay, yeah, it's like this cyberpunk style. Cool. I can go for that. I can take some I can get me some cyberpunk. I like the coloring, color scheme. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like Shane Davis's Inglorious Rex. You know, it's got some of these popping colors. You know, so in the future, I'm looking forward to this. This is issue number 1 of Ram God. And since I liked, the previous kind of, I guess, series within the series of Star Trek Defiant, I picked up issue number 1, or part 1 of Stars of Home of Star Trek Defiant. So, again, another IDW book. And look, it's Chief O'Brien again. So anyway, looking forward to reading it. I mean, these Star Trek comics are pretty good. I used to get them when I was a kid. I'd get like Star Trek Voyager comics, and I have some old Silver Age, like Star Trek, the television show, the original with the original cast comics. So that's Star Trek Defiant, The Stars of Home, Part 1. So I saw this Stars and Stripes. I thought, oh, it's a Joe Bennett cover, pretty cool, and kind of this is pro-American, baby. Look at that. So I wanted some good positivity. Like let's get some pro-American comics in here. Let's take a look at this, Francis Scott Key writing Star Spangled Banner. This is great for a kid. Like you want to show a kid like, okay, this is what happened. Here's some American history, Here, look. Here are what the flags are. They're showing you the different flags. The Gadsden flag, the Join or Die flag, the New England flag, the Appeal to Heaven flag. All these different things, it's pretty cool. And so you can get a little bit of history in here. So I thought this is pretty sweet, great way to introduce American history but in the American Revolution to a new generation. Do it in a comic book. They should put these in schools. Like this is well drawn, This is well drawn. I like it. So I'm not going to read all of it. They got the pledge in here. They got the Pledge of Allegiance. They got World War II in here. Like, they got, they've got Mount Suribachi here. Very famous. Picture. Parts of the flag. Like, this is cool. This is a cool comic. Look at this. The moon landing. And we did land on the moon. We did. We went to the moon. So cool. I like it. And then, obviously, 9/11. 9/11. So Stars and Stripes, it's like a one shot, but Look, they got one on the Constitution. I hope they bring that in the store. It's cool to see different like independent comics on the shelves in Midtown Comics. You know, I know that for the indie guys, this not the companies like Image or some of these other smaller comic companies, not the big two. I know that it's kind of they don't really have anything to gain financially from like putting their comics in the comic shop. They could just do crowdfunding, but at the same time, like it gets that out there. I wouldn't have seen this had I not gone there and had them put it on the shelf. So that's great, you know. Now, Rook Exodus, issue number 4. Like this is my favorite book in Ghost Machine. I like it more than Geiger. It's just the scale and the scope and just kind of the idea of this. And I really like Jason Fabok's art. And it's just, you know, he's a student of David Finch, like a direct student, studied directly under David Finch. So this is some cool, badass art in here, you know. So I'm looking forward to reading this and seeing where the story goes. And yeah, she's badass. Yeah, definitely. So that's Rook Exodus number 4. Creature from the Black Lagoon Lives, issue 4. Like, it took me a little bit to get into the art. The art's not bad. It's just not it's good. It's good, but I like the story. I could see this being a movie. I've enjoyed this run. I'm about to get caught up on this. So, yep, looking forward to reading this issue 4 of, and this is through Image, but it's Universal Monsters Creature from the Black Lagoon Lives. Now I'm looking forward to this Wolverine number 4 Blood Hunt tie-in. And I like this. This, I think, in my opinion, Wolverine Blood Hunt is the best story in the Blood Hunt kind of campaign that Marvel's doing. It's just got great action. All the action's good. Great panels, great layouts. Just badass. Just badassery across the board. Look at Wolverine as a vampire. Like, damn, man. He is kicking some ass. So anyway, that's Wolverine number 4 Blood Hunt. And we got Laura Kinney, the Wolverine, number 1. It's a one-shot Blood Hunt tie-in. So I'm looking forward to reading this. Like, are they going to follow suit? You know, okay, this is going to take place up in New York. See, the art's a little bit different here. Different artists, right? But I like her suit. I like her suit. Yeah. I like it. Cool. Cool. Yeah. I'm just not interested in this here. Predator versus Black Panther, number 1. Yeah, I'm just not interested, you know. Not interested, sorry. But anyway, I'm going to read this one shot here. In the last Comics Haul, I picked up a copy of the Hulk one shot for Blood Hunt. So I still haven't read it yet. I got to read it. Here's another one shot of the Keanu Reeves Berserker Face Full of Bullets. So I'm looking forward to reading this. You know, I actually picked up issue number 1 of Berserker for $1 at my local comic book shop here in Forest Hills. So, damn. All right, yeah. So this is Berserker, A Face Full of Bullets. Yep. And then last but not least is Mike Barron's Volume 2, Issue 5 of 5, Nexus. So he also has a crowdfunded book. And he's in the crowdfunding space. He's working for Rippaverse and all of that on what is it, Gooding or something like that. So yeah, so I thought, let me check this out. And Steve Rude is the artist on this. Yeah. Pretty cool. So Mike Barron's got his own story going too, and I think they just closed the campaign actually, but so this is different. So it's cool to get to see this, like get to see the newspaper version of it, you know. Pretty cool. I don't know much about Nexus, but that's it. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Comics Haul. If you have not, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel, and I will catch you right here next time at Acadian Comics. Bye for now.